Good evening, everyone.
This meeting is being recorded.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brian Otim. Uh, I'll also request my other groupmates to introduce themselves.
Yeah, my name is Matovu Ronnie.
My name is Muhumuza Kenneth.
My name is Mubarak Ruganda.
Okay. Not to waste any more time, we're going straight into our project. So, as you can see on the screen, we intend to build a project that can predict when a patient is about to have a panic attack or an anxiety attack. So the title of our project is Panic Attack Prediction System using wearable devices and AI. We are going to be talking about how we can use mobile wearable technology to detect panic and anxiety attacks among patients. The main target group we are looking at are the mentally ill in mental hospitals. So panic attacks are also a component of other anxiety disorders, including post-traumatic stress disorder and generalized anxiety disorder, which further increases the number of sufferers. So this is our problem statement. Many mental patients, including those in health institutions, find themselves suffering panic attacks in the absence of their caregiver. At times, these episodes may even be fatal. So we are looking at, let's say, someone at Butavika who is very mentally ill, or even outside, let's say at home, and a person finds himself in a situation where there's no one nearby, and he gets triggered by something which causes him to panic. And then, let's say, for example, someone who is triggered by a pool of water, or let's say a pothole having water in it, and a person starts having an episode. So if there's no one nearby, a person can even have a heart attack or something, so it can be fatal. So we are looking at a system which can be able to detect when someone is about to have such an attack, to give the person that window for caregivers to be called upon or alerted, and they can help this person. So there already exists such technology, but it doesn't specifically target the people who are mentally ill. For example, Apple and Samsung have smart technologies which are already deployed using smartwatches, mobile phones. This can be used to monitor the health of a patient, but it's not made specifically for a mentally ill person. These are so general in nature. So our project basically is going to be targeting someone who is mentally ill, and it's more specific in nature. So we have used what we call the Beck anxiety inventory, state rate anxiety inventory, panic disorder severity scale, mini international neuropsychiatric interview. So these are already questionnaires which are used by those in the medical field to determine whether someone is a patient of anxiety attack, and how they normally detect whether they're suffering from it or not. So based on these questionnaires and questions, we used it to see how we can help those who are mentally ill. So the objective of our project is to help clinicians and patients monitor, control, and carry out early intervention for recurrent panic attacks. Also, we are trying to see if we can allow a better personalized treatment. Like we said, the technologies that exist are not so personalized and specialized for, let's say, mentally ill. They are too general in nature. So our project seeks to create technology which is custom made for someone who is having such an issue. So also to determine the relationship between future panic attack and various features, including psychological factors, anxiety, and repressive factors, and the surrounding patient. So we also want to provide a reliable and accurate panic attack prediction model, which can be used by all health experts out there. So this is our methodology. So a wearable device, this can be a watch or a strap around the chest. So currently we are looking at something which can be worn on the chest because that's where the heartbeat is and the blood flow can be used to record the patient's breathing and the blood pressure. Then we have a mobile application which is on the phone, which can communicate with our wearable device via Bluetooth. Algorithms inside the server or on the mobile application itself detect whether our patient is having those symptoms which can be put as a panic attack or can be classified as a panic attack, and this information can be relayed to the caregiver. So there are various ways that the application user can, let's say if you're the person who is who is a patient, so you can use various techniques. This very system can give you advice. Let's say if you're having breathing issues due to a panic attack, it can tell you, you know what, you can use a breathing technique and then try to mitigate whatever is happening so that your caregiver can come and then help you out. And then also, it can also relay that information to the caregiver during that period of time and shows detailed progress that has been made in evolving the system described above. Okay. Then below we have a graph which shows the relationship between blood pressure and anxiety level. So as you can see in our graph here, you can see that as the blood pressure is going up, anxiety levels also go up. So this is what our application is going to benchmark on. So once our wearable device detects blood pressure rising, it also predicts that this client most likely is going to have an anxiety attack. But this is also in combination to the environment. Since our wearable device has AI incorporated into it, that means it can detect the client's location, I mean, rather the patient's location, and look at the possible triggers that this patient might be having around him. So we are not just using one factor, that is blood pressure alone. So next, this is a poll which was taken. They wanted to see the anxiety score among its various groups of people based on their sex, age, weight, height, and the BMI index. So this is just a brief data which we are going to use to benchmark and see how we can optimize the app depending on the age bracket or the sex of our patient. So in conclusion, this project will be to rely on a database management system. This is what we are going to use to store the patient records and their caregiver and the nature of the panic attack. Then AI is going to come in. Let's say this wearable wristband or what you're going to have across the chest. This can be able to detect when the blood pressure is rising or when our patient has changed the way he's breathing, and can be able to relay that information to the mobile application. So we are using database management and then AI. So so far our data set has been small, but we hope to expand on that in the future. So our future work, first we will collect more participants to increase the effective size and sample size. We also intend to onboard mental health experts from Mutabika Hospital to make up to make our product even better. Then we intend to modify and expand the use of the system to include those even suffering from other ailments such as epilepsy and high blood pressure. We are not only looking at the mad people or the mentally ill, we're looking at all other ailments. Uh, this system can actually be a super app that can be used by various doctors to predict and detect what their patients might be having or is about to have an episode of a chronic illness. So so far we have worked with a few colleagues in the School of Medicine, those who are specifying in those suffering from mental illness and all those ailments. So they have been helpful. Then so far the knowledge that we have got from our lecturers at the computer science department has also been so useful so far. So we hope to build our application based off that. So that is our project presentation so far.